G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's do another week of tipping. This week was horrendous. If you did well at tipping this week, well, you're a bloody genius. I ended up with 2 from 6 and I thought I did pretty well then, and both of those games were a bit sketchy as well. So let's do a recap. We had Richmond against Carlton on the Thursday night. So pretty good win by Richmond again. They're going quite well at the moment. Carlton just gave away six goals in the first quarter and then came back at them, but Richmond are too professional for that. Carlton are a little bit down. They're missing a couple of players. You can see how important Wiedemann is to them, and I think in total they're missing about 6 of their top liners. I think they might be getting their ruckman back. I think I heard something. They might be getting their ruckman back this week for the next week. But anyway, then we went to St Kilda and Essendon, and where the hell did that come from? So if I was a Bombers supporter, I'd be looking at the last 13 weeks and saying, why can't we play like that every week? They were fast and they were competitive and they tackled. This is the same team that we were talking about 2 weeks ago that had 30 tackles for a game, and I think they had that in 1 quarter. St Kilda on the slide. I don't think St Kilda can stay in the 8, to be quite honest, with the way that they're playing. They're too one-dimensional. They've only got King up front, and like I said last week, they always seem to be the only way they seem to be able to kick a goal if it's in the goal square. And then Port beat Sydney. Sydney have gone off the boil. I was watching Riles, the YouTuber Riles Macca. He's a Swans supporter. He was just so dejected. They didn't put up a fight. Port, Port have always had the talent. I've always sort of saying that Port should be better. Well, they're definitely better than where they are, better than 12th with the team that they've got. But Hinkley was right when he said 6 weeks ago. He said we can get on a spurt. He's been proved correct. We said last week that a big month for Port Adelaide, because if they win 1 or 2 games in the next 4 weeks, that was last week, so they've only got to win 1 more. Hinkley will keep his job, and there you go. There's number 1. So, and then Geelong Cats were not very impressive against the Eagles. Eagles looked a hell of a lot better. I think they could have won it if they actually got going, but Yao was playing better, and their midfield was definitely going better. They're still lacking with Darling and Kennedy at the moment. Maybe they're too old, or they just don't have the presence that they used to have. Then we went to GWS and the Bulldogs, and again, where does this come from? I know Bulldogs have won 5 of their last 6. I tipped them last week. They were absolutely horrendous, and then they come out and they absolutely blew the Giants off the park for the first half. Giants come back, of course, but yeah, and what a game, what a shootout. The way the football's supposed to be played, down the middle, take on the game. I think Toby Green had 7 goals, and Waitman had 5, and Naughty had 5. It was just a great game to watch. And then the Suns, I think the Suns are the real deal this year. I think they're going to make the 8 if they keep playing like they did yesterday or Sunday. Yesterday afternoon. They're hunting in packs, they're tackling hard, they've got effort. They're starting to use the ball well. They're looking down the middle. Okay, Adelaide are no wonderful team or anything, but they try. If you're an Adelaide supporter, you never go home wondering. You know that your players will always show up. So yeah, good for the Suns. Even though I hate the Suns because I'm a Lions supporter, I just want them to succeed. And start making some finals for their own supporters. I I know what it's like to be supporting a shit team for such a long time, so I just hope that they can make the 8 and give them a bit of hope. And also with Stewie Dew, I like him, always liked him, like him as a player, I like him as a coach. All this bullshit about, you know, Clarko coming to take over the Suns and all that sort of stuff, I think if anyone needs to be going anywhere, it needs to be him to North Melbourne. So let's have a look at the ladder. So the Lions had their bye, of course, so still on top, but what a great ladder we've got at the moment. We've got 3 teams on 40 points, and only separated by a percentage, of course. 2 teams on 36, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 teams on 32 points, and then 2 teams just behind them on 28 points. So looking at that, it just shows you that I think any of the top 10 teams at the moment, or possibly 11 teams, any of them on their day will beat your team. Any of them. So let's have a look at round 15, and round 15 would have to be the best round we've ever had in the whole AFL history. So if you just go through them, it's 1v2, 4, 12v13, it's just everything, every game is so close. It's such a hard round to pick. So if you do well this round, every single game is like for like teams. Every single game. It's just going to be such a great weekend of footy. Or starting Thursday, great long weekend of footy. So first of all, we've got Melbourne and Brisbane. Melbourne, you would think, would have to be favourites at the MCG. Okay, but Melbourne aren't travelling that well. You guys know that I follow the Lions, so I have to go to the Lions, but this could be anything, so I'll go Lions by 3 goals, 17 points. Then on Friday, we've got the Bulldogs and Hawthorn. So if you looked at 2 weeks ago, Bulldogs, you would definitely give Hawthorn a chance in this game, because 2 weeks ago Hawthorn were awesome. And then last week, Western Bulldogs come out and just blew away GWS, and Hawthorn played well again. So you have to, but every time I pick the Bulldogs they lose, and there's always got to be some sort of upset according to the footy gods. So I'm going to go Hawks here, just to see if I can get an upset early in the round. Okay, now we've got West Coast and Essendon. So Essendon absolutely were flying last week, and then West Coast definitely played a hell of a lot better yesterday. But will Essendon do it? That's the point. You know, they haven't done it for 13 weeks, and then all of a sudden they do that. So, and it's at Optus, so you're thinking Essendon. You'd have to be Essendon. Carlton Freo. Okay, so Carlton have dropped off a bit, so this game's got a little bit easier for me. I'm thinking Freo, but Carlton, like I said, I think they've got their ruckman back, so that could change everything for them. And they were disappointing on the weekend, so maybe, but still another fantastic game. I'll go Freo. Then we've got Geelong Richmond. So we've got a 1 and a 2 match here, and I don't think that's the game of the round. I think Geelong Richmond is going to be the game of the round at the MCG on Saturday. They're both flying. Geelong are so amazingly good. They've been, for my entire life, Geelong have been a great team. I don't know how they do it, and if Scotty doesn't get Coach of the Year this year, well, what has the guy got to do? He's last 13 years he's missed top 4 twice or something. It's just ridiculous, his form and his win to loss ratio. So in a hard fought, see, toss of the coin. So if Richmond, like I said last week, if Richmond come to play, they can beat anyone, and if Geelong come to play, they can beat anyone. And Richmond are playing a little bit quicker at the moment, and Grimes is on fire. Can he keep the Hawk to nothing? Have I got a coin? No, I don't have a coin. Alright, let's go. Let's go Cats. Cats are just, they're hard to go by. And then again, we've got Sydney Swans, who are down on form, and you've got St Kilda, who are down on form, but they're very similar teams. They're quick midfield and they're smaller. I think Buddy hurts the Swans now. They're too Buddy centric. They need to just sit him up in like centre half forward, let him move up the ground a bit, and give Logan another a go. Give Papley a go. St Kilda are too King centric. So at the SCG, that's the only reason I'm going for Sydney, because it's the SCG, but they're both the same. And then we've got North Melbourne, and we've got Adelaide Crows. Okay, the only reason why I'm going Adelaide is because Adelaide try. They definitely try a hell of a lot more than North Melbourne, but that game could go either way. Then we've got Collingwood and GWS. Okay, so Collingwood are flying at the moment, but now we've got all this stuff with De Goey and Bali. Will that have an effect on the team? They definitely are playing at the way that they want to play at the MCG, GWS. If they're going to play finals, they have to win that, Collingwood. And then we've got Port Adelaide and the Suns. Port have just had a big win. They've won their last 5 out of 6. Suns have won 4 out of 6, I think, like that. At Adelaide, you've got to be tipping Port Adelaide there, but I'm going to go the Gold Coast Suns because I want them to win this one. I've been doing the predictor for each week, and I've got the Suns as not winning this one. This is just my tip. But next week they actually play Collingwood. And I said this a couple of weeks ago, it's going to be the biggest game for the Collingwood Pies and for the Suns, because whoever wins that, I think, will fill up number 8 at the end of the year. If you just go through, like even if it was Port Adelaide winning this one, and now from next round, if you go through the predictor and you just put in the best team. So if they're second against fourth, you pick the second one. If you go all the way through that, it's amazing what happens. You watch Richmond come in, Collingwood end up at 5th, and then they go all the way back out again. Bulldogs drop all the way out, Saints are out, and on the last round, Suns move in. And that's just using the 13-point average or something like that. But anyway, they're my tips for probably the hardest round of tipping. Well, I thought last week was easy. Well, if last week was easy and you got more than 2, you're an absolute genius, like I said. So this week is super, super, super hard. I'm going the Lions, Hawks, Ruffy there for the Hawks, Essendon, Freo, Geelong, Sydney, Adelaide, Collingwood, and the Suns. So hopefully you do well with your tipping and your gambling. Have a good week, and this is going to be an absolute ripping weekend of footy. Hope your team does well, hope your favourite player does well too, and we'll catch you later. Bye bye.